Yo, yo, RX back with another stream. This time it is Sunday night after a day of fight, which can only mean one thing, and that is a hangover to some fights. Usually in an NFL recap at all, but this is the first Sunday in like 5 months without any football, so yeah, just a little UFC hangover. 325. Yeah, I don't know. Not really much to say, not a whole lot planned or going on tonight. We'll talk about 325 a bit. We'll look at the card next week, this week, or you want to say the next card, and probably call it there. Probably won't go too long. We'll say if we get a good house like we did last night, 2 people, but good house. Then we'll party. Either way, we're gonna vibe and party. Either it's gonna be short, long, anything in between. And I'm excited. Sunday night, some fight to talk about. Yeah, not very much else going on. Again, the NFL, nothing to Pro Bowl, but nothing today. NBA, no giant trades yet. And yeah, so very eventful. Not much to say, so let's get it going, I guess. Mike will cut out while I do this, so give me a few seconds. We good? I think we're good. Yeah. I feel like that's getting shorter. How long they keep my mic cut there? So, but yeah, not really much to say here. So let's move over and talk about some fights. Beginning with what happened last night. Obviously, what we're hungover to, I guess. Night, 24 hours later, I guess we can talk about what are the main talking points leaving this card. The main event being as pointless as we all knew it would be. Like, that, I guess, is the biggest one. That this card was perfectly or this main event was perfectly pointless. Because it was not a good fight, and again, it was not even, the first fight was better. This was just utterly fucking pointless, and I'm happy everyone is seeing that, because that's just the truth of the matter. So, yeah, it was a very poor fight. Diego somehow found a way to break both of his feet, which I don't even know how the fuck he found a way to do that, but he did, and yeah, hopefully he heals up. We'll see him later in the year. Yeah, it was a really bad fight that went the worst way it possibly could. In terms of the UFC looking smart for doing it, because now they look dumber than they did for booking it, because it was just as shit as everyone said it would be. So what does that honestly tell you? So I really don't know there. It was just not that good. That actually was a terrible fight, to be honest. And for the weird people who say, "Oh, Gaethje Patty was terrible," what the fuck was Volk Lopez on? So I don't know. Pretty bad, and not really too much else to say there. So yeah, I guess that's the main talking point, the biggest talking point of the card, but especially there. People are talking about this a bit. I'm not saying what they're saying, but people are talking about it. I don't. Benoit beat up a Can Hooker, and Roofy beat Fivio. Not really much to say there. What fucking talking point would you have after Teixeira and Tuivasa outside that being the most pitiful fight you've ever fucking seen? So people are making fun of that fight, as they should, so that's good. Clone Salkeld getting a lot of talk for just being phenomenal. If he steps in versus Moicano, I think that could be booked as early as Wednesday, Thursday. So hopefully they do that. Yeah. Nothing on the prelims really getting talked about much. Top on Brundage hopefully getting cut. Well, everyone's laughing at Torres Finney. The Mikhail Philpon fight's getting a little bit of talk, which is cool. That was not bad at all. This bullshit robbery is definitely getting some spotlight on it. Sadly, whatever. Everything else is not really getting talked about. And, what would you really say that it was really bad? The main event sucked. The lightweight fights were fine. The Tuivasa fight was dreadful. Mikhailov, the Nakamura was cool. Am I forgetting anything? I can't really think of anything else noteworthy about this card to really have talking points after the fact. At least last week it was the debate, was Patty Gaethje actually good? You know, it was never a fucking debate. People are stupid. For this card, no one's gonna remember this card by Tuesday. What the fuck is there to remember? Nakamura, Mikhailov, Salkeld, Rufi, and Benoit? Like, and even a few of those are pushing it. There's nothing to really remember about this card. It's gonna go down to one of the worst pay-per-views of the year, more than likely. I'd be fucking amazed if it's not. So, it's a bad card. It was a bad card in every sense of the word, and we're past it now. So, for better or worse in that regard, I don't know. And yeah, pretty basic. So. Well, with us being past that, we can look to the future, which is next Saturday night, the first card of February. Happy February. How are we already in the second month of the year? Fuck, it's gonna be 2027 before we know it, and I don't think we're done. I don't think we've even been done with 2022 yet. So what does that tell you? But our next card will be in the Apex, our first Apex fight night of the year, in the Meta Apex. Ooh, it will be Mario Bautista and Vinicius Oliveira. Very good fucking main event. Very good fight. This card's actually decent. I really do think this card is very solid. I think the order is pretty awful, but that's an Apex card. I think the card's good though. I really think it's a good card. Okay poster. I'm mixed about it. I want to call it lazy, but also it's like, okay, that's not terrible. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm not gonna break down the fight or look at betting odds or anything, but I will look down the card, say the fight, and say what I think of it. And again, I do this every week. We have a pretty solid schedule here, so yeah, that's what I'll do. And so if you haven't looked at this card yet, this first time you're seeing it, let's fucking take a look at it, shall we? I've not really looked too deep into this card, obviously. Why the fuck would I? From when we got other shit going on, but pay-per-views are out the way till March. And then we don't got a fight night till the week after. What's after the Apex? 12 fights, unless they find Nikolay Veretennikov a new fight, which I could give a fuck if they do or don't. So, if not, we got 12 fights. Beginning the night with Priscilla Cachoeira versus Claudia Saigula. Yeah, that's a phenomenal fight. That's very Apexy as fuck. Yeah, it's definitely an Apex prelim. Not very strong at all. Cachoeira's usually in a fun fight though, so if I have to say anything good about Cachoeira, she's usually entertaining. Mainly because she's getting her ass beat, but you know, usually she's entertaining. And people think Saigula's hot, so that'll help people be intrigued, I guess. Yeah, for what should it be the opening fight? I no. I think is it? Yeah, these two. This. It's one of the two weakest fights of the card. But it's actually really it's a solid opener, but it should be the opener. That's for you to decide, I guess. Yeah, fine opener, not a great fight. Should be easy to pick. And again, Cachoeira is usually entertaining, so we got that at least. So See what happens there. And then we go to the male side of things. The fight that's actually very low on the card for actually being kind of intriguing. We have our second fight of the night, that bantamweight, back-to-back male bantamweight fights. When it comes to male fights, with this in between, we have Mulim Gaffarov versus Jacob Wicklats, or I forget how they said his name during his fight. I think it's like a Wickwatch or something. They say it's so fucking weird. I'm saying Wicklats because that's how it's fucking spelled. Just like roofie, it's not hoofy, loofy, whatever the fuck. If your name, I'm saying your name how it's spelled. So, but Gaffarov and Jacob, fine. Pretty decent prelim. Would I call it the no? I wouldn't call it the best prelim at all. I think the fight above it's the best prelim. But this fight's alright. I have seen the betting odds for most of these fights. I will say these first two fights are actually very intriguing betting odd wise. But for us, we won't really talk about those till the end of the week. But yeah, Gavril and Jacob, fine fight. We'll see if Wicklats is and all that. He did beat Patrick Mix last time out, which means fucking nothing. William coming off that Rinya Nakamura win, which is really nice. Yeah, pretty decent fight. Very, I would say between this and this, I think the William fight's much better. And, yeah, decent. Not very much else to say. Then we get to the best prelim because it should be on the main card because these two are in the top 15 of their fucking weight class. Yeah, I do think one of them's terrible. Still, it's a fact they're in the top 15. We have in our third fight tonight, a women's flyweight in the top 15. Kong Wang versus Eduarda Mora. Number 13 versus 14 at flyweight, or 12 versus 13, something along those lines. No idea why this is on the main card. I get the main card's pretty stacked, but why the fuck is this on it and not a top 15 fight? Make that make sense? But yeah, this really interesting fight. Two prospects who've been fraud checked but have bounced back. With Wada bounced back much better. Kong Wang kind of beating up Cans. I think Kong Wang's fucking terrible. Eduarda is shaky at best at times. It's an interesting fight, another one that's kind of intriguing to try and predict. I think that's the best prelim easily, because again, it shouldn't be a goddamn prelim. And yeah, that's an interesting one. That's a real interesting one. I'm happy they are more down to do prospect fights this year. And this is not the only one on the card. There's like one or two more, so that would be sweet. And yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm fucking intrigued. So, good fight. Very good fight there. Top 15 battle. See what happens. Fourth fight of the night, going back to bantamweight for the lesser of the two bantamweight fights on this card, in my opinion. We have Said Nurmagomedov versus Javid Basharat. Not the last time we've heard Basharat on this card. Too bad it's not the best version of Basharat. It's Javid, not Farid. Yeah, like I've said with this fight before, this fight would have been much better 3 years ago when Javid was a prospect and Said was not losing more than winning. Now in 2026, it's like Javid's on a losing streak, Said on a losing streak. It's not very good. It's okay. It's really tough to predict because I really don't want to trust either of these fucking guys here, but, someone has to win. I think I know my pick for this one. Looking over, I got the side tangent. I think I know my pick for 90% of these fights. Yeah, I think the only one I don't know my pick for is actually the next one. So we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, for Said and Javid, again, would have been better a few years ago. I think the Gaffarov fight is better. Fine in Apex prelim, and yeah, this fight would have been fine on 324. Said and Umar on the same card, but having Javid and Farid on the same card is very cool as well. So it's a win-win either way, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Not a terrible fight. Next, a fight that is not terrible, just a real bitch to try and predict. We have Bruna Brazil versus Ketlin Souza in our last female fight of the night in our prelim co-main. Yeah, this might be the one I really don't know my pick for. I have an idea, but I'm not really a surefire pick for this one yet. It's the hardest fight to pick on the card, I can give that much. I don't trust either. Kellen coming off 2 losses, I believe. Bruna just not being that good. It's definitely a pretty weak fight. Um, yeah, just not great at all. So tough to predict. It's tough. This is gonna be one that splits people predictions wise and betting odds wise and all that. So this could definitely be the one fight on the card that kind of makes or breaks people's picks. And yeah, we'll see. I'm not looking forward to it. Who are you picking by decision? I guess is really the main question you can ask with this one. And we'll see what happens. So not a great one there. And then we end the prelims with like that's actually fine, pretty solid can crushing here. We have to end the prelims. Alex Morono versus Danilo Danchenko. Danilo coming off winning the Ultimate Fighter Noche against Rodrigo Cezinando. If you remember that, that was actually a pretty good fight. Decent prospect, kind of like a Yuri from Wish to an extent. Well, he's Robert Valentine, but better. saying if Robert Valentine's level 1, Danilo Danchenko's level 2, and Yuri's level 3. I guess is the best way I could describe it. Yeah, Daniil's a good prospect. Morono's on the fucking downslide of his career. I think he's lost 3 in a row now. Gonna be 4 here. I'll spoil my pick here. Obviously, Daniil's gonna win this one. Yeah, dude's decent. Defeating him, Morono's smart. And, yeah, should be a fun way to end the prelims. So, not really too much to say there. Then we go to the main card, which is very good, big 3 on this main to end this card. I just still think this shouldn't be on the main card over the Eduardo Mora fight, but whatever. And you begin the main card with fights that changed on short notice. Both these guys having short notice replacements. We have Dustin Jacoby versus Julius Walker. Jacoby was meant to fight last night against Jimmy Crew. Julius Walker was originally booked against Erlan Salty-Baldiev. Both their opponents pulled out. So I'm over here. Fine. I think it should be a prelim, but whatever. Pretty simple fight to predict. I don't think I gotta explain who's winning this one. Julius Walker is fucking garbage. So at least it's an easy pick. I was picking a Salty-Baldiev, and CJ guess what I'm picking now. But yeah, fine. Whatever. Still should be a prelim. I don't even think it should be the featured prelim. I think the Daniil fight's better. So I'd probably have it the prelim co-main, but whatever. Is what it is. And yeah, at least they found him a replacement. So yeah, better than losing a fight on the card, I guess. Not very much else to say there. Then we got a banger. This is definitely the if you know fight of the week, or however you want. If you don't know, now you know. This fight's definitely one you shouldn't miss. Even if you don't know these guys, watch this fight. It's gonna be great. Then we have in our second fight of the main card, Gene Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. Ooh, that's a good fight. Ooh, that's a good prospect battle. 18-0 versus 14-0. I know it says 17-1. That one lost to the robbery, so really, this is 18-0 versus 14-0, which is fucking insane to think about. That's what, 28, about 30, 32, 33 and 0 combined. That's insane. Farid's a great prospect. Matsumoto's very good. This is a great fight. This is a fucking great fight. Don't miss this one. I'm happy it's on the main card. It's one of the best fights on the card. And really, if this was moved up one slot, I would say we had a big 4 on this card of great fights. This is gonna be a banger. I cannot wait. And like I said before, W fucking matchmaking doing these prospect battles. And yeah, I can't wait. What else can you say? Why watch that one? Don't miss it. And another one to watch because it's gonna be short and you shouldn't miss it is our next fight. Middleweight, the easiest fight to pick on the card. I'll tell you right now, this guy is the lock of the night here. Unless I go with Danilo or Horiguchi, which I'm not. And this is the lock of the night here. We have Michael Jacek versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Yeah, I really wonder who's gonna win. The guy who's gonna can his whole career, or the guy who's like won 4 in a row and pretty decent. Yeah, I feel like Jacek's winning this easily. I would probably say he's the lock of the night. Maybe I'll change my mind later in the week. More than likely, Ole is the lock of the night. What is he on the odds? He's the one I will look at. Only 290. Damn. Yeah, he should run through Barriault's garbage, but he gave Charbonnet a hard time. Yeah, because Charbonnet awful. So that says more about Charbonnet than does fucking Marc-Andre Barriault. So yeah, that should be a layup for Jacek, and not much to say there. Then we get to the big three, starting with the featured bout, the short notice replacement, Jael and Almeida versus Rizvan Kuniev. To go from Ryan Spann to Jael Almeida's hell of a fucking lucky coincidence. And yeah, this is interesting. I think this fight's a lot closer than people think. Almeida, we all know his style is hug you to death. Kuniev, we've only seen fight one time where he probably got robbed against Curtis Blades. I won't be shocked if Kuniev pulls off the upset here. I really wouldn't. We'll see. We'll see Almeida stepping in 3 weeks notice, 2-3 weeks. So not like we need to change his game plan up too much. We already know what he's gonna try and do. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Should be intriguing. Then we have the co-main, a fight that, if it actually stays on the card, we know how one of these guys are. It's going to be a banger. We have in our co-main, Amir Albazi versus Koji Horiguchi. If Albazi actually stays on a card for once, yeah, he's going to get his ass beat here. Yeah, this is a layup for Horiguchi, coming off beating up Tagir. He's back. He's right in title talk. Sorry, one of the best in the division again. Albazi, inactive, pulled out a fight. It's not that good. If he does actually stay on this card, Horiguchi is gonna fucking maul him. And yeah, not really much to say there. Is Horiguchi a bigger favorite than Ole? He is. Yeah, Horiguchi is definitely in lock. I would say the lock of the night is between Horiguchi, Jacek, and Danchenko. I definitely am not going to go Danchenko out of those three, so we'll see if I go Koji or Ole. And yeah, easy co-main. Good, really fucking solid co-main. Yeah, I think I actually predicted that being the co-main for this card. I just got everything else wrong, so great. And then the main event of the evening, a banger, a bantamweight to see if this guy's legit. We have Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira. Well, we're gonna see if Vinicius is legit. He's looked okay in his last few fights. Dude has talent, but he definitely kind of looks iffy at times. Bitchtista, obviously, coming off the Umar loss. This should be interesting. Logic says Mario wins this fight, and he probably will, but we'll see what happens. Loic Dog, we're really gonna see if Vinicius is all that. Again, hopefully he wins, because fuck Mario Batista, but you know, we'll see. We'll really fucking see. Not really much to say there. Yeah, we'll see what happens if Vinicius is legit. Mario can frog check him. Tonight main event of the year. And we actually have 2 back-to-back Strickland Fluffy the week after. That card's weaker, but the main event's good. Then good shit. And then we got Moreno and Almabayev, which fucking sucks, but whatever. And yeah, should be fun. Very good way to end a pretty good looking card. Yeah, this card's solid. I really think this card is solid. With a better order that wasn't fucking retarded, I think this could be a really great card, and people would even really look at it that way, but they want to do stupid order, then it's what it is. I think it's good. Like, the worst thing, outside of the order, the worst thing I can say about it, the Bruno Brazil fight's kind of shitty. I don't really care for that one much. Outside of that, that this big three is really fucking strong for an Apex card. And I would say even big four, because God, that fight's phenomenal. Well, Chaychek's fun, Daniil should be fun. Wang and Mora's good. Keshwade is usually fun, and Gavrov and Jacob's interesting. Yeah, I'm fucking intrigued. What else I can say there? Should be fun. I'll say right now, just on paper, not even using the benefit of hindsight, just on paper, I think this card is way better than 325. Um, I think this card is levels better than 325, and I'm excited for it. So, not really too much else I can think to say there. So, should be fun. I'm excited to talk about it more. Tuesday we'll break it down. Wednesday or Friday we'll put picks in for it. Again, we'll see if they get Nico Levy or Tenakava a new fight. With this random dude pulling out Friday, Thursday. So, and yeah, it's funny. This fight started as Eric Nolan and some random Henrique guy, and now it's Tenakava looking for an opponent. How weird is that? We'll see what happens, and yeah, should be interesting. No more pay-per-views till March. Back to the Apex. You remember Apex? They added 3 more lawn chairs, and see what happens. Should be fun. Should be fun. This is UFC Vegas. What fucking number are we on? 113. I want to say 14. Kind of I believe the last. What was the fucking Manel Cop card? Actually I can look right now. I can just go to my channel and tell you. So this is UFC Vegas 113. I have to write on my guess. So UFC Vegas 113. We'll see how it is, and yeah, I'm intrigued. So not really too much else to say there. I didn't talk about the Shakur Stevenson versus Tiafimo. Phil Lopez, last name. Can you tell I didn't watch it or care? I heard about that last night. I heard the fucking Tiafimo do guy's ass beat. So cool. I don't care. I forgot to talk about that last night, but cool. Can't we get Usyk to finally get off his ass and fight? Tyson Fury's fighting some random fucking guy. So yeah, boxing. Zuffa boxing. A dude got his fucking wig punched off. Good job. And yeah, not really much else to say though. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. NFL, no. NBA Fantasy League. It's still going on updating. I'll update. Show the updated version when we get to playoffs. That's going an All-Star break. Trade deadline on Thursday. We'll talk about that. Again, if we get a good trade deadline of big moves, I'll be live on Thursday as a surprise stream or whatever. So we'll see. And yeah, not really too much else to say there, man. Yeah, this weekend was interesting in sports. We'll see how fucking next week goes, and yeah, not really much more I can think to say. So, is there anything else? The Pro Bowl was today. I don't think a human watched that garbage, because why would you? And yeah, not really much more to say there. So yeah, cool. Not really much to add. A short stream, but no one's here anyway. Sunday night. Hope everyone had a good weekend, staying warm and all that real shit. Going into a new week, going into February, the first full week of February. Should be intriguing. Hope everyone had a good January, good week, good weekend. And let's see what February has for us. One day in, really not much going on. So we'll see how what happens tomorrow, what happens in the rest of the month, the shortest month of the year. And yeah, should be intriguing. So I'm excited. And Yeah, getting into the apex. What a great way to start a month. And still will probably be better than 325. So I'm excited. Hope y'all are as well. Hope y'all are doing good and are doing good or gonna do good in this new week. And yeah, let's keep vibing, shall we? To do that, I say, as always, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, subscribe, 200 subs to goal by the end of 2026. And yeah, it feels weird to only go 30 minutes, but yeah, no one's here, and I don't really have any more talking points. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Not that I know of, so the only thing left to say is, as always, I'll be back on Tuesday, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Next video will be the breakdown for the card we talked about and then recap shorts tomorrow, Tuesday. Just expect them pretty much most of the days of the week. And yeah, let's have another fun week. January's already done. Let's see what February has for us. And yeah, I think that's about that. Short stream Sunday night. Hope you're all having a good week. And as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And always.